And we're live from Perth, Australia. Well, North Carolina and Perth, Australia. How is Perth treating you, Coach Javier?
It's okay. When I got here, I had to deal with jet lag. So, we just been going to the gym training and to the hotel, eating together as a team. And that's it. That's pretty much it. That's been the whole thing. We haven't been out, haven't done nothing, haven't went out walking around, no, just hanging out in the hotel and the training.
So are you near the beach or anything like that? Or is it like the jungly, woodsy area? Or what's the environment
No,
like?
no, it's near the Perth is near the beach. My view, I can see the stadium from here. I can see another football rugby stadium. And the beach is the water is within less than half a mile from where I'm at. I can actually see the water. I don't know if that's the ocean or if it's a river. But yeah, it's nice. It's not Brisbane. Sydney is awesome. Here is more like San Jose. If people know what San Jose, California is like, this is more like San Jose. Nice,
Yeah,
very nice.
kind of like a lot of work environment, but beautiful buildings and houses and good downtown. So how's the food?
The food
That's
is just like the U.S., really good. I mean, I haven't had anything different. I mean, we have someone cook for us, so the food's been cooked, prepared because Islam is super famous over here right now, and to get to these restaurants, the amount of time it takes for the cooking to be done and the waiting time, you spend it a lot of rest time. So they decided before I got here to have a chef cook for them their lunch and their dinner, and that's what's been going on. I have an incredible chef that's cooking for Islam and the whole crew, all of us. So it's nice. It's very nice. We come in, we eat. We don't have to wait. It's good food. It's very nice.
It is. I've never been a super rich guy where I had a full time chef, but I did trade one guy. A friend of mine needed a place to stay, Italian chef, and boy, he killed it for a month. I loved it. So I'm pretty familiar with what that's like. So, I mean, it's just the jet lag. Is it you're like 5 days in now? Is it starting to like wear off? That was a long
It
flight.
wore off. The first day I got here, I saw Islam, and Islam says, "Coach, you rest. Jet lag. And I'm like, no, no, no. I'm coming to training." As soon as he left, right, because it's like a half an hour after that, it hit me, and all of a sudden I'm like, boom, and I went to bed. I went to bed at 6:30, and that was bad. I should have went to training. That was not a good idea. I woke up at 3 a.m. and I couldn't go back to sleep. Sleeping
Oh, that's
pills, no sleeping pills. I couldn't go back to sleep, so I stayed up the whole night, and then I was able to. Now I adjusted again after that, so it was fine after that. Today's probably the best day I felt, and I probably would like to go out and walk around to see what it's like, the ocean view maybe. I don't know, but we only have two cars, and you can't take the car unless the whole team wants to go. You just can't take the car, or you Uber yourself there, which is okay. Which is okay. I may decide to do that, but I haven't contacted any of the guys yet as to what they're doing. They're probably in their room
yeah.
just resting.
I think the steering wheel's on the other side too, so you might be like, "Oh no, no, call an Uber."
Oh no, 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 no! I'm not driving. No, yeah, you're right, because it's like it's so confusing for me.
Is
I'm
it
like,
on the other side? I don't remember
other
if it
side.
was or
It's
not.
on the other side. It's on the right hand side, not on the left hand side. And so the roads are all different, totally opposite of the U.S. So you got to be careful.
Yeah, I was in Ireland like last year, and I was like, well, "Let's rent a car." And I go, "No, no, I'm not comfortable with driving the steering wheel over here." So it's kind of like
Yeah,
I guess you and the Taekwondo coach are playing chicken. Like I don't have jet lag, showing up for practice, both of you, but you're both
yeah,
like,
yeah. You're both crazy. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
is it take
No.
a while to like to get that training time? You start feeling. It seems like Islam's adapting pretty well. He
Well,
just
he's been here a little bit. He adapted. He's ready to go now. I mean, his first sparring session that I witnessed this past Wednesday, was unbelievable. And his last sparring session was Friday. We have three more to go if he chooses, but he's ready to go right now, right now. And he's looking sharp everywhere: mental, physical, fight IQ, what he wants to do, how he's going to do it. I mean, everything. This kid has it all. He has it all. He has it all. And I say it a lot because I mean it, and I say it a lot because it's also true. He's the most well-rounded lightweight in the UFC or the MMA history, champion of champions. Most well-rounded.
Yeah, you're not much one for hype or BS ever. You're just say it how it is. Say it how it is, Hav. As long as I've known you.
Well,
Um,
no, well, yeah, exactly. And like I said, if someone disagrees with me, I want to know what champion has all the tools that he does. Give me one. It's not Frankie Edgar. It's not Habib. It's not BJ Penn. It's not Sean Shirk. It's not Jens Pulver. I mean, who is it? It's definitely not Charles the Bronx because he had no wrestling. I mean, who is it? Who's the best well-rounded lightweight of all time? Islam Makhachev, hands down. Give me somebody that, if you disagree with me, tell me why. And I like to hear what they have better than he does.
yeah, we like to
You'll
hear that in
find
the
some that
comments.
might be better. Yeah, they might be better in some areas, but all the way around, they don't have his all the way around arsenal. And keep in mind, he's the least hit, probably lightweight of all time too.
Wow. There's
He's
something a
got great
little clip.
defense.
There's something a little clippy about your microphone. I don't know what it is, but people will just be happy to get this anyways. It's not the same thing we had the other day. I want to say, like, there's been a lot of hype on behalf of Volk. He's just out there making videos left and right, and his coaches. It's funny. It's kind of like trying to build a legend. It's almost like fairy tale style. Like, he tapped a heavyweight in training. Oh my gosh, Volk tapped a heavyweight. Like, well, it certainly wasn't anybody we know. Of course, of course. You know what I mean?
Well,
You know,
then that just means they're doing a great job. They're doing a great job hyping the fight. Volkanovski is a great fighter. He's pound for pound number one. So if we're not taking him serious, then we're stupid. We have to take him serious because he's number one. Yeah,
yep.
we're little tall. We're taller. Yeah, we're a little heavier. He still hasn't lost in 22 fights. Okay, and fighting high opposition. It's not like he hasn't fought world title fights. He's fought them. I watched his videos. This guy's a stud all the way around. You
He
you
is a stud.
cannot sleep on him. You can't sleep on him. You cannot.
No.
You cannot. He is dangerous as dangerous as they come. So if we take him like that and we approach it like that and we train properly, then it should go the way we want it to go. But anything can happen. One punch, one mistake, it can change everything. And I prepare for 5 rounds of going to war with a great warrior like Volkanovski. That's it. Alex is a great warrior, and Islam, in my mind, I'm preparing him for a 5 round war. I don't like going KO and submission. They can do that. That's fine. The fighters can themselves say I can finish it, but I'm not because I want to be engaged in the game 5 rounds. I don't want to be engaged 2 rounds. I want to be there for the long haul.
Yeah, you can't plan a whole fight on one big punch. You might get lucky and
No.
land it. You can't plan a whole fight on once he lands that
And
one big punch. And what
yeah,
if it doesn't work?
yeah,
Right?
and the thing is, we say the lucky punch. I mean, in reality, there's really no lucky punch per se because they intended to throw, they intended to hit you with it. So it's really not a lucky punch. But for better lack of words, we say lucky punch. Because that's it. And that's the way I do see Alex potentially winning is with a good shot. Could disrupt our world. But my job, and the other coach's job, Magomed, who's a great coach. From he's the head coach in Abu Banab's gym up in Mahashkala. He's a great coach. He's got the team riled in really well. So my job, really, because of having such a great coach on the other end, it's not as hard. It's because he takes up the majority of a lot of the things that are already needed. He's been with Islam the whole camp. I've only could just come in this week. So for me, I come in, add the finishing little touches that he needs, add the security that he needs. But the majority of the work was done by Magomed, the head coach at back in Dagestan, and he's
Yeah,
here with
that's
us now.
you get two of you. Like, how big is your crew that you're rolling with for Islam right now?
Well, there's Movlid, who's the PFL champion. There's Shada, who's should be fighting in a big league real soon. He's really that good. and there's a few other fighters. There's Muslim, who's his childhood friend, his brother. His brother's here with us. Saeed, his sons, Adam, and Adnan, and they're all here. And they're just it's just one big family. We eat together, we go together. Everything's working out great. Everything's fine. His sparring, his conditioning, his mental. Man, he's ready to go. He is ready to go. I have no worry about anything. If he doesn't want to spar from now till fight time, so be it. He's ready to go now. I don't care. He
I think
knows
he
what he
doesn't know how
needs to
to
do.
stay inactive like that long. But Movlid is an
No, no,
excellent.
no.
Yeah, sorry, good. I'm going to cut
Yeah,
you off.
Mobley. No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
He's an excellent training partner. He won the PFL $1 million championship, and he was Habib's training partner, his main training partner, during the upcoming fight for Habib's last fight.
Correct. Moblid is
He got most of the
vastly
time in there.
experienced. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a hell of a wrestler. He's a good wrestler. And he's smaller. Moblid is really good, really good. So he's got great sparring. Like I said, Ashara is also a great sparring partner. They're different, but they're both great sparring partners. He's got it all. He's got what he needs. For sparring, and now it's just one more hard week, and after that, it's rest up, make weight, and go out and declare, himself pound for pound number one, which I know that's going to happen. I just don't see how it's not going to happen. We have to will it, though. We have to will it to happen. We can't just go, oh, let's just hope. Well, if I'm hoping, what the hell am I doing here? I have to be confident in what I'm doing. I have to
Right.
say what I'm saying. I have to believe what I'm saying, and I do. I say what I believe, and I believe what I say. So we're on track. We're on track. And he's gonna do great. He's gonna do great. I don't see him not doing great. And then he's gonna be crowned pound for pound number one. And Alex is gonna be a tough test, or not a tough test. It's yet to be known. But he's gonna be a test that we have to challenge. Because if we don't look at him like a tough test, then that's bad on us. And there's nothing that's gonna surprise me. And there's some comments that well, Habib is not going to be there, this and that. Well, Habib hasn't been around in all the fights, and the guys are still winning. Habib wasn't around for Usman's fight. Habib wasn't around for Umar's fight. Habib has been around for almost every single one of Islam's fights, though. Quite a few of them. But there was times when Habib was fighting the same card. But the two people that have been in Islam's fight the most is Muslim, which is his childhood friend. He's been on with him the most, than me, than Habib. But Habib and I are really close to each other in like UFC fights. You know what I mean? How many of them they attended? Really close. But as far as overall, Habib's been in his corner way more than I have. Overall. But UFC fights, it's been Muslim number one, me number two, Habib number three. So it's not like Islam is, not going to be familiar with who's in his corner. He's done it before.
It's the funniest, spectacular story to sell. Hey, we love you, clickbait. You're only helping sell the fight. But I mean, it paints it out like it makes Islam look codependent. I'm like, that guy's independent as hell. He's in the cage by himself. He takes all the
Yeah.
energy and love and everything you
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
gave to him, right?
yeah. And you got to understand, Habib's still calling him.
Habib
Habib's
fought
still,
without his own father. Habib fought without his own father in the corner with you and other guys, right?
Habib fought without his father. I've only cornered Habib one time with his father in his UFC career. So how many times did he fight without his father? How many times?
Right.
How many?
And same goes. So that's that legend dismissed. But also bringing up, I think I brought up earlier, or the other narrative is, oh my goodness, Volkanovski tapped out a heavyweight, and I like to show people the video where where Islam's playing around with DC. It's not really full contact, full go, but it's kind of fun that video
Yeah,
that we did a long time ago.
it could be fun showing him in DC, but it's not real. DC's not going super hard. Islam's not going super hard. I mean, there's a big difference. And also, come on, man, there's a big difference between DC, two-time great UFC champion versus any other heavyweight. Come on, there's a big difference between those two. So you really can't. That's no apples and oranges. I don't even know if you can compare that. How serious were they? Now, if you fight a person in a real fight, okay, let's say Volkanovski went in and fought Ngannou and tapped him out. Okay,
Okay,
all
we'll just
right,
shut the hell up right then.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll shut up. I go, okay, no
Me
problem.
too.
You know, but I don't give a shit about any other heavyweight in practice. I could care less. It doesn't mean nothing. It doesn't mean nothing. You can also say, oh, this 125 pound Demetrius tapped out Volkanovski in practice. So
Yeah.
what does that mean?
Yeah. You're just doing
Demetrius is
practice.
one of the greatest of all time. They'll say tapped you out. So what? It's practice. He's not a
Yeah. It
ground
doesn't.
guy.
It doesn't devalue that. There's that. So there's the heavyweight. I got a heavyweight in camp. I used to be a rugby player. Rugby's a badass, tough sport. No joke. It's football without the pads. The way I look at it, it's a tough guy sport for sure. You know, but that doesn't mean it's not Dagestani grappling. So that's kind of out the window too. But you could be different weights. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, no, no. There's value. There's value to him being a rugby player. There's value, and I'll tell you the value. And watch his fights. When it gets rough on this guy, he gets excited. When you give him a
Yeah.
rough time, you catch him with a good shot. He's like, "Let's go, let's go." And that you can attribute to his rugby playing. Because he's meeting obstacles all the time. Guy's 5'6". He's going up against this Goliath of rugby players, and he's doing great with them. So that this is a challenge that he's waking up for, and you can't sleep on that. This guy is motivated, highly motivated. He's not afraid. He's
No, he's
like
not.
David and Goliath.
He's not.
He's
He's
a
not
David and
afraid.
Goliath. No, no. He
No.
relishes the challenge. And remember, his one loss was at welterweight. Like second or third fight in his pro career, I believe he lost as a welterweight. So he's used to fighting at heavier weight too. No, the guy's formidable everywhere. The only thing you can look at that realistically his height. Okay, well, how many times have we seen the shorter guy beat the shit out of the taller guy? Quite a few times.
It's
Okay,
happened.
so it's not. Yeah, so we can say whatever. He's a short guy, this and that, and that's good for selling the fight. But when the fight actually happens, you can throw that out the door, because that ain't nothing to do with this. Can you capitalize on his size? Can you capitalize on his, lack of submissions, compared to yours? Can you? Well, we'll see. Can you keep him on the ground? We'll see. I mean, can you take him to the ground? Yes, yes, he will take him to the ground. The longer it stands, the better chance Islam will take him down. Can they get up? Maybe, maybe. But will it be taken down again? Absolutely. Islam will take him down again. And if Islam decides not to want to take him down, he can stand with them. So, you can't be sold on the fact that, Islam has to take him down. Islam doesn't have to take down anybody. If people didn't watch the Charles fight and
Yeah, he took
watched what
Charles down with a
took
nice
Charles
punch.
down, yes, he did it
Right.
with the punch. Because why? Because he could stand with him. And guess what? You don't think he can stand with Volkanovski? You're crazy if you think he can't. He sure as hell can. So let's see. Let's see what Islam wants to do. Let's see what the coaches decide at the last minute. Remember one thing about Islam. When we went to go fight in Vegas, and we had a game plan that we were gonna do stand up with the guy Moncayo. What is it, Moncayo? No, it was the guy from ATT. He just won recently. You know what I'm
Drew
talking about.
Dober,
No, 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 no. He's a Brazilian guy. Really good,
a
really good.
Brazilian guy. He just fought recently. I can't think of his name. I know who
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Good,
Well, we
good stand
fought
up and
him.
good on the ground. Yeah,
Good everywhere. Good everywhere. Well, the whole
yeah.
plan is we were going to stand with the guy. We decided we were going to stand with him. Okay, this is how good Islam is. While Habib and I are walking out, I looked at the guy. I go, man, Habib, we're much bigger than him. I go, let's take him to the ground. Okay, coach. Yeah, I think you're right. We tell Islam while we're walking out. Okay, game plan, change, take him down. So how good is Islam Makhachev? If we could do that right away, how good is he?
You call an audible on him. He's just ready to go. Oh yeah, let's new
He's ready to
plan
go.
in three
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And that's what people have to understand is that this guy we can change it because we feel that confident about how good his skill set is that we can change how he wants to fight. And if he doesn't want to listen to us, which has never happened before, he's always listened. But if he didn't want to listen to us, he can do whatever the heck he wants. I
you
still
probably
very
figure it
feel
out.
very confident. I feel very confident he'll win regardless of whether you give him advice or not because he's so well rounded.
Yeah, he's learned so much and improved since the beginning, and always been he was a sambo champ before he was this. So I mean, we're not really worried about it could be a whole stand up fight. This whole thing. It would probably
It
be
could
very
be.
exciting to
It
watch
could be.
that. Yeah,
It could be.
I
It could
mean,
be. It all depends, but we'll see. We'll see what Alex gives us, and we'll go from there. But it could be a whole stand up. It could be all ground. It's hard to say now what it's going to be till fight time. We just know this: Islam Makhachev can do it all. He can take you down. He can stand with you. Whatever he wants to do, he's going to do, and he's going to dictate where that fight goes. If he wants to stand up, he'll stand up. If he wants to go to the ground, he'll go to the ground. He's going to dictate. Alex is not going to dictate. Alex is going to have to prevent the takedown. Alex is going to have to try to impose his stand up on him. He's going to have to try. Islam will take him down. Islam will stand with him if he wants to. See, Alex has to try to keep his stand up. He has to try. He has to try. He will get taken down, though. He will get taken down. The longer it goes, he's got to get taken down if that's what Islam and the coaches choose for him to do. It will happen.
that's the interesting thing. You guys usually pick out a guy that can mimic the the opposition, the opponent. I mean, a lot of camps do. Do you guys try to do that? Usually pick someone with similar skills or close enough, or does it matter most of the time, like on your end?
No, it does matter, and that's why Movlin's here because Movlin is shorter and he's tough as nails, and
Similar
he's a
build,
champion. He's
and
similar
he's a
build. He's
champion.
a champion. He's a champion. So Moblin is here because of that similarity, and he's a right-hander too. So but what Moblin has is he's a much better wrestler.
Mobley's a
And what
monster.
Moblin, he's a much better wrestler, but he's not as good as a striker. Okay, because Alex is a hell of a striker,
Yeah, yeah.
world class striker. So Mobley doesn't have world class striking skills, but good striking skills, very good everywhere. Magomed, the head coach, has been training Mobley, and Mobley is he's much improved from when he won the PFL. He is a much improved fighter. I haven't seen Mobley in maybe over a year. Uh, yeah, I haven't seen him in over a year. And was it over a year? No, I think he was with us in no the Habib training camp. Yeah, yeah. So Mobley is he's improved quite a bit. Quite a bit. So he's a different fighter. So when he introduces himself back to the PFL, anybody that's watched filmed on him, go ahead.
New
You
guy.
got a whole different guy in front, a new guy, not the same guy. And like anything, this is my first amateur kickboxing match. This is my 20th kickboxing match. Don't compare me to that guy that fought the first fight. Look at the 20th fight, because the first fight, you're a rookie, you're coming out, you're really not being taught properly, and now Mobley's been has been taught properly by Magomed. So Magomed is a champion himself, and he is top notch coach as they come.
So he's a good one. I mean, I remember watching him spar with Habib, and he was the first time I saw a guy be able to give it back to Habib. Not let's say win a round, but more than the 90% of the guys I ever saw. Habib and the thing. Not talking about Islam, but all the other guys you throw at him at AKA. Movlid was like on a different level at resisting Habib, giving him a fight back on that last
Yeah,
camp.
yeah, he's a different level. Remember, he won the PFL title for God's sake. There's a reason why. He's that
Yeah,
good. Mobley's that good. So there's a reason why. So Islam's sparring partner is probably the best you can get for Alex out of anybody out there. Mobley. Mobley is probably the best sparring partner for him. I don't. I'm trying to think of who's better, than Mobley. For the stature and everything. I don't think there is, because if there is somebody, then they don't have great wrestling defense, and they probably don't have the experience. There isn't anybody yet that I think that fits the mold better for training for us than Mobley. I mean, we could use a Mobley that has better striking, yes, and less grappling, because Mobley's a beast on the ground. He's a beast, a wrestler, a beast. He's just a beast. He is unbelievable wrestler.
well, talking about what you and the other coach do, it looks like I see him holding the kicking pads more so. And so is he doing more of the kicking pads and you're doing more the hand pads? I mean, he's probably doing both, but you're tightening up their stuff. I'm not giving away any secrets, but what you're
No,
open to talk about.
Magomed is been doing, because he's been with him the whole camp. I just joined the camp this week, so he's been the him is safe, and safe will join us later. Safe is got some things going on, but he'll join us later. Probably fight day, he'll be with us. So he's got two great coaches. that are at home taking care of him, and I come in and I add my little 2 cents, and it really is that way. How can I say I add a lot because I'm not with them a lot? They're with them a lot, but I have my value. I have my value, and they respect me, and we're family. So I'm here because of the respect and the family part. But as far as the coaching part, if I'm gone too, he's still going to win because he still has great coaching. Number one, number two, he still has my support in spirit and over the phone like he does with Habib. So no matter what you look at, Islam Makhachev is, he's ready to go against anybody, and there's not going to be no, well, so and so's not his. And he knows what he needs to do. The cage closes. It's just him and Alex, nobody else. And if he has the game plan, he knows what he needs to do. That's it. And he also has a goal. He has a goal. He wants to be the king of the lightweights, destroy the division, then come up to welterweight at some point and win the title there. And he is very capable of doing that. And anybody that thinks he's not, here, okay, just keep thinking that because when that time comes, you won't be thinking that. You'll be favoring him to win the welterweight title at some point. And I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about after he clears out the division.
You've got your other younger group over there. They're in AKA now. Did they get there? You get Umar and Usman. Are they there, or is it just Umar?
They're coming. They're not there. It's Amaru. Who watch out for Amaru. Amaru is a special fighter. He's unbelievable. Usman, the Bellator champion. Umar. Umar's fighting March 4th in Las Vegas. Usman's fighting Benson Henderson. March 10th, and then Abu Bakar is fighting March 11th in Las Vegas. So I'm coming
Wow.
back right after this fight for those guys. Take care of them and I'm kind of excited. And then Tahir, I don't know what Tahir. I don't know if Tahir has a fight or if he's joining the group, but I know that those four for sure are coming, and there may be others to come train with us. And it's always great to have them there. They're just they add another element to the training. When they're around.
They add fans to the parking lot. That's my experience.
Oh yeah. They definitely
How
add
is? Let me
fans.
ask
Yeah.
you. I've been gone for so long, but how has Usman's fan base been out there, being the new?
It's growing. It's growing.
Yeah.
It's growing. It's growing. Yeah, he's a superstar in the making. He's a superstar in the making. I say it all the time, and I've said it even before. When I started training him, I told Habib this kid's gonna be a superstar, and my prediction is correct so far. So far, and I'm hoping to think that Bellator is smart enough to utilize a kid that's that good looking, that charismatic, has that diversity of striking that he can do it all, and his willingness. He's very, very, very. Witty. He's very witty and very good looking. So I call him the Dagestan Luke Rockhold, but not because of the fighting style. Nothing to do with fighting style, just the looks. He's just a very good looking guy. Luke Rockhold's a very good looking guy. That's it.
Luke's
That's the
out there
only.
looking.
That's where it stops. That's where it stops. They're different
That's where
than
the
what you
difference
get
is,
everywhere else.
and they're different. Yep. Well, I mean, Luke's out there looking for anything that looks good. He'd like a piece of Jake Paul. He said the other day. Uh, he's looking for whatever he can get his hands on that. It probably pays good, and who knows?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Who
it's
knows? I
different.
mean, Luke's a great guy. Luke. He wants to finish it his way when he wants to finish. Okay, that's on him. He's a great athlete. He's older now. And let's see what kind of motivation gets him. He has to be motivated. But I haven't trained Luke in many years. Ever since he lost to Michael Bisping, he left AKA. So he never really trained with us after that. He's come back a few times. He's trained a few times when Habib was there. When Habib told him, please come, brother," and he trained with Habib a couple few times. But Luke hasn't really been back to AK in quite a few years. He's
I think
still
he's going to
AK
move to
forever.
Santa Cruz. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
he's AK forever. But I don't know nothing else. What do you think he's going to move to Santa Cruz? He's talking about moving
that's
back to San Jose.
that's what I heard. Something. Well, one of your favorite interviewers, Helen, she was interviewing him the other day, and I was watching that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, because he's a beach boy. He loves Santa Cruz. But I don't know. I don't know anything. Who knows what Luke's going to do? I have zero idea. I don't. We don't talk very much. Never have. Only when he's in the gym or if he wants to talk to me, he'll call me and he's a great guy. I love that guy. But But he's got his own life. He's got his own things and his own ideas and what he wants to do, and he goes and does it.
That's the interesting thing. Like you've known so many fighters in your life. Like they just go through. Like some are shorter cycles than others. Some are there for a good marked 10 years, 5 years, all varieties of life. I mean, you've probably known hundreds and hundreds of fighters in your time as long as you've had the gym, huh?
Yes, 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 yes. And they're all different. They're all unique, and they're all special in their own way. And that's it. Some not so special in their own way, but that's life. And you just move on. You don't look at what's behind you. Look what's ahead of you. There was a movie that I took to heart. It was one of those race car things. This old movie, and the driver is I think he was a French driver or Italian driver, and he took the rear view mirror, and he was saying, "What's behind me is not important." So he rips the mirror off and just throws it away and just goes. I think it was some the 100 or something race car. I don't know if remember. It was all kinds of race car drivers from all over the world, famous people. It was a movie.
Le
And I
Mans or
remember
Monte
that.
Carlo or
Something
something,
like
yeah.
yeah, something like that, and it goes, "What's behind me is not important." And I've kind of taken that that mentality. Like if I lose a fighter, he leaves me. Hey, he's behind me. That's not what's ahead of me, not behind me. Not gonna go behind and pick him up. No, I know where I'm at. I know where I'm going. You want to come with me? Come on board. Go on the same journey. If not, good luck. But I'm not looking behind. That's kind of like what I do with Luke. He's behind me. It's what I did with Cain Velasquez when we retired. He's behind me. DC. He's behind me. Habib. He's behind me. Who am I looking at? I was looking at Islam Makhachev. I was looking at Umar. I was looking at Usman. I was looking at Mo. I was looking at Mark Clamaco. I was looking at Daniel Allen. I was looking at all these guys that are ahead of me and what I can do to here. I was looking at all these guys. What am I going to do? Imma Shafi. All these guys. I'm looking at what's ahead of me, not behind me. If Habib's retired, he's behind me now. I don't. Oh, I miss Habib. I'm always going to miss Habib, but he's behind me now. My journey's ahead. Who's on board? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's it. And that's the way my attitude is. And a lot of it has to do with that. And that has stuck with me. What's
You
behind me is
never would
behind
have
me.
kept. You would have never kept winning if you were always stuck on yesterday.
I
You
never
know.
get stuck on yesterday. I lose today. I pick up and what's ahead of me tomorrow, or what's ahead of me the next minute, and that's been my attitude forever, and like I said, it's funny how certain things hit you, right? Well, that hit me. I said, yeah, he's right. What's behind them is behind them. They're not worried about what's behind them. What's ahead of me? What's ahead of me? What am I going to make this ahead of me? What am I going to make work this ahead of me? Not what's behind me.
Yeah, you can't go back and you can't redo it. It is what it was. And I mean, how many great comebacks were there ever in the MMA business? Ah, he was gone for 6 years. Let's get back together and do that dance.
Not many. Not
No,
many.
I can't
Not
think of
many.
one. I can't think of
I mean,
one.
look, listen.
You know,
One of the greatest comebacks, in my opinion, on a great high level fight is what Leon Edwards did with the champ. How he came back like that, and look, it wasn't one of those deals where it was lucky. He planned that. He was trying that kick, that punch kick. He was trying that before earlier, it just didn't land. His coach motivated him. The other coaches on the other side didn't put their fighter in a sense of urgency, safety. So he was very confident going into that fifth round. Well, the other coach fired his fighter up, and the end result is that. So you got to be at all times. That's why I don't like resting, because of that very reason. If there's 1 second left, and I want you to be 1 second paying attention to your opponent, because it's one kick, one punch, one wrong move, and boom, you lose a fight. And that's why I do what I do. I'm sharing this secret because that'll make fighters become more so aware of why we never let your hand off the pedal. If you're going 100 miles an hour, and there's it's clear. Don't stop. Keep going 100 miles an hour if it's clear. There's no turns. There's no nothing. Clear. Stay on board like you're supposed to. And I don't think that Usman did. I think he laid off the pedal a little bit. And then I think because, clearly everybody thought he won, and he clearly thought he won. But you know what? No one told that to Leon Edwards. No one told him that you clearly lost. So guess what? He did what he needed to do, and he rightfully deserved that title. And let's see what happens in the rematch. I'm very anxious to see it. It's very, very entertaining fight. The first one was so entertaining, and Leon Edwards has improved so much. To watch what he did, taking Usman down, that was impressive. That was very impressive. I was like,
That
wow.
that was a
Yeah,
beautiful
you can't.
Rocky.
Yeah, yeah,
That was Rocky being
yeah.
Rocky right there.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah. And you think he's going to be less of a fighter or more of a fighter next time they meet? He's going to be more of a fighter. He
confidence.
is. Yes, his confidence levels off the chart. So I don't know how it's going to happen. Remember the first Peter Yan fight, versus the champ. And everybody's he took the easy way out. Oh, he took the knee. La la. He didn't have to. But you know what? The champ was very, very smart. He first of all, he was compromised going into the fight. Second of all, that knee really was illegal as hell. So now you're behind the scorecards. You're all screwed up. You're not thinking clearly. Shit, I'll take the disqualification. Then he proved himself. He proved himself to be the real deal in the rematch. He proved it. He proved it. But nobody believed him. Nobody thought he could do it. Everybody thought he would lose. Even I myself thought, oh, I don't think he's going to win. I think he's going to lose. Well, he proved me wrong too, because he proved he's the real deal, and he went out and did what he needed to do. He made the adjustments. And, sometimes we hear fighters say injuries, this and that, we don't pay attention. But in his case, I think we should have paid attention because he was telling the truth, because that was a whole different fighter that came out the second fight than it was the first fight.
I have to agree on that. I harvested a bunch of fan questions. Most of them are people greeting you from all over the world. Somebody even said, "Hello, coach from Mount Everest." How about that?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, Bangladesh,
Mount Everest.
Netherlands, Malaysia, and
Wow.
Mount Everest,
Wow.
and of
You
course
want to put some of
Tijuana.
them out there so we can answer some of them?
I don't know. Yeah, I'd like to put them up there and see if we could read them. We'll try it on here. Doesn't hurt.
Let's see if we can get some out of the way.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Share. Excuse me. Yeah. Oh, I have to stop this one here. Present. Yes. Videos. Okay. Stop screen. Okay. Share. Present. So, how's the weather down there right now?
Really nice, really nice. A little windy, but the weather's super nice. It's summertime here, so but it's not super hot. Not super hot at all.
Humid or no?
No, no.
No, that's nice. I'd like it then. Maybe that's another place I'll put on my list. I don't know if you can
From
see any of these.
Bangladesh,
Can you see anything here?
I can. Yeah, I can't, but I can't hardly read them. It's like question for Islam. Okay, well, I can't answer Islam. Question for Habib. I can't answer Habib. Uh, there's a lot of questions, but none of them are to you or me. So I don't know
So
how
hello,
to
coach.
answer them.
Well, there's another hello, coach from Kashmir. I'll just read
How's
them. I'll put them up
Kashmir?
here. Yeah.
Just put the ones you
Hey,
think. Just answer me. And tell me what they are so that you can read them. They're very tiny to me, and I have to
I'll
do
read. I'll
this.
read this one here where my thing is. It's from Jay Din. Hey, coach. Are you worried much about the knockout power of Volk would bring to the fight? If not, is he going to bring any? And how is Makhachev? How is Islam? Hope he wins. Inshallah. Humble, humble.
There is some concern with the power and the speed and the accuracy. So it's definitely something we're aware of, and it's something that Islam knows also. So yes, we are definitely. If we weren't concerned about his speed, his accuracy, and his power, then we'd be overconfident. So no, we know that he can throw a punch that could take us out, like it could take anybody out. So we're fully aware of his potential on that. Yes, we are aware of it.
So, hello, coach. This is only if you want it. Hello, coach. I'm from Saudi Arabia. I want to ask if you're going to visit in Saudi, especially in the big places like the capital city.
I've never been to Saudi Arabia. The time I was asked to go, I had to come back from Dubai. At some point, hopefully, I will get to visit Saudi Arabia. I'd love to visit, but at the present time, it doesn't look like it's on my agenda at the present time, at least for the first half of the year.
And this one's from Mohammed Laik Dokan. Will we see more striking or grappling in the fight?
It depends on what we see and what Islam wants. You're going to see definitely both. You have to do both. You can't just grapple and you can't just strike. He had to do both, and you have to give respect to the pound for pound king. And if we don't give him that kind of respect, and thinking, oh no, we're just going to grapple, well then we're full of it. You got to stand. You got to stand.
This is from Square N. Hi, Len and Hav. I'm from Hong Kong and a big fan. I've been to Hong Kong. Seems Islam sometimes mumbled in the octagon right before the fight's curious. What was he mumbling? Or what was he saying? Probably
I
some
never notice it. If he's doing anything, he always does prayers before his
prayer,
fights. Always,
I would say.
yeah.
Let's see. Hi, respected Coach Javier Mendez. Please pass my love, best wishes to Assalamu alaikum, brother Islam Makhachev and Dagestan Team AKA. Was going to fly out to Australia to support Team Islam versus Volk, but unfortunately I couldn't get any tickets for the flight. All sold out. Wow.
Yeah, they
It's
sold out in
sold
30
out.
minutes. They sold out in 30. Yeah, they sold out in 30 minutes. They also, I had a friend of mine who's here with us, Saeed, and he had to pay almost triple the price. $300 tickets. He had to pay $1,000 a ticket to get tickets.
Wow.
And this is the hot. It's a very hot item. So he didn't get the first round. He got the second round. He had to pay $1,000 a ticket.
Wow. Let's see. Allah Ahmed, I'm from Yemen. My question for Coach is if he had a chance to fight someone from Team Habib during his prime, who would he choose? Islam, what's the hardest English word for you? That's pretty funny.
No, I would never fight any of these guys.
I know you. I know you
Spar,
would.
spar in my prime. I mean, if I wanted to spar, I'd want to spar Habib. I want to grapple with Habib. That's what I'd want to do. If you're asking me who if I was the itch was there and I wanted to do something, I'd want to grapple with Habib. Yes, that's what I would want. Yeah, of course. Who wouldn't want to go with a Muhammad Ali when this prime?
You want to know what the experience is like? Of course.
Of course, he'll smash me, but I still would want to go with him.
I don't. I'll try to sound French. This is from Bonne continuation, Monsieur Javier. Vous et vos personnel respectables et dignes de confiance. Salutons de Paris. Okay, does it sound French to you? He says salutations from France.
Yeah. Hello back.
I can't read this Cyrillic. Let's see.
This
No.
from Perth. This was from Perth. I'm recovering. Oh man, sorry. What supplements? I have no idea. That would be a doctor thing. He's
Yeah,
recovering
we
from a
told them
brain injury.
we told them to talk to a doctor and check out
Yeah,
things for what I've heard is there's
yeah.
stuff that's for inflammation, certain supplements, but you'd have to make sure the doctor signs off on it because traumatic TBI, traumatic brain injury, you got to get stuff that takes down the swelling. I had a few friends that had that. I'm from India, Iman Hussein. Did Islam practice push kick and question mark kick? Will he use those in any fights upcoming?
Islam is not much of a question mark kick. He does the push kick, but not much of a question mark kicker. He's not much of a question mark kicker.
Oh, okay. This is Cryptic Fan. Hello from Leeds, UK, United Kingdom. Hey, Coach, have you ever been to England?
Yes, 3 times, 4 times, 4 times.
Wow. Yeah, you have been there. Let's see. And Ben from Indonesia, Coach, what do you think about next Bellator Grand Prix? You think Usman can take $1 million and defend his belt?
Yes, I think he can take the $1 million tournament, but there's a second guy that he's fighting on the bracket. If he gets through his opponent that from France, it's going to be a tough challenge for us. He's probably the dark horse. But the real people know how good he is. He fought Islam Makhachev earlier in his career. This guy's no joke. He beat Adam Piccolotti, and he's in our bracket. So that guy's going to be a challenge to be reckoned with.
Is
And
that
the other side,
Is that the Tarzan guy?
I don't know. He's from France. He just beat Adam Piccolotti in his last fight.
So he's the
He's guy. He's the real deal. He's the real deal, and he beat Adam on the ground too. And Adam's no joke on the ground. Adam's a great ground guy, and this guy beat him on the ground. So this guy, I don't know his name, but we will know his name soon because he more likely is going to win his fight. And we're more likely going to end up having to fight him. He's going to be a challenge, but we will win.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, want to take it to the edge? That's what makes the fight exciting, right?
Yep,
Uh,
you got to have somebody. You got to have another side that makes you, have to train hard, super hard, in order for you to become a superstar. And you need somebody. You can't, Muhammad Ali needed a Joe Frazier, type deal. Everybody needs somebody. And I'm not saying this guy will be our guy for that, but I'm just saying in reference that to become great, you have to be great fighters.
this is from Sparring Karki. This is what I want to read. Hello from Nepal. Hey, Islam, sending good luck from Mount Everest. How to do that one. And then this is Nazad Matovic, sorry if I said your name wrong, from Canada. What is the best age for a child to start training in MMA?
4 years old, jujitsu.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for everybody, because jujitsu leads to wrestling, leads to stand up, but jujitsu is the safest sport. And there's something I got to say about, because I hear all these guys talking about, well, yeah, if you use jujitsu in a street fight, this and that, then comes your knives. You got all these other people. Yeah, you use anything, and the guy pulls out a knife. There's not a good chance you're going to survive. But
Or a hammer.
unarmed,
Yeah.
yeah, if you got an unarmed individual, unarmed, no weapons used, jiu-jitsu is the best practical self-defense in the world if you use it on that perspective. But if you're in an area where everybody carries knives, you better run away. Jiu-jitsu ain't gonna save you from that knife. It ain't gonna save you. It's not. And if you think striking is gonna save you, you have a better chance, but it isn't a great chance either. It's not. Not
Very
against a
bad
knife.
chance. Watch some of those
Uh,
those drills, and how many times you get struck for your one punch. How
Yeah,
many times
yeah, yeah,
you get holes in you,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah, if you think that being a striker is going to give you like a guaranteed, there's no guarantee against a knife. So the best thing to do is run,
Running is
run,
good.
run. That's your best. When someone pulls out a gun or something, I mean, you can't. What do you do if it pulls out a gun? If he pulls out a knife, run. If he pulls out a gun, I don't know.
Pull out your wallet very fast.
Give him whatever he wants. Give
Exactly.
whatever he wants, because what are you gonna do against a bullet? Not much.
Not too much.
That's
I am.
realistic.
Yeah, there's stuff in close quarters, but that they usually pull the gun from distance. So forget the Superman stuff. And don't watch too many of those great kung fu movies where the guy does the flying kick and returns after going 10 yards and then turns around and kicks the guy's head off, because that doesn't work either.
Well,
So,
the thing is, all these people that do that bullshit self-defense, it's all you throw a punch, I do this. Okay, you come from this angle. It's all choreographed. So, what about a real scenario where you don't know what's going to happen? What about then? You know,
yeah,
that let's see that. And the mentality. It's all mentality. What you have in your mind, what you're willing to do, what you're trained to do.
yeah,
And that's what it comes down to. Self-defense really comes down to that. Like, listen, if your life depended on it, you're using jujitsu, right? And someone's doing this and doing that, and there's no reason why you can't gouge his eyes out.
right.
Zero reason. It's not like, oh, it's not in what is it not in? It's self-defense. It's life or death. What are you gonna do? Play by what? The rules?
I got to.
There's no rules. There's no rules.
You reminded me of a personal experience. One day after school, some bully was trying to mess with me, and we were on the ground. I was throwing him in an armbar, and he was taking a chunk out of my leg with his teeth. Now in jujitsu, there's no biting, right? Well, I almost let go of that arm. It was a race between the pain he was putting me through with those teeth, and he almost could have done it. He almost pulled it off, taking a chunk
Yeah.
out of my leg. I started
Well,
popping that elbow cap.
it's
You know,
it's like, realistic is realistic. Everybody favors whatever they favor. But the bottom line is, when you're talking knives, when you're talking guns, all the martial arts training in the world is going to be very difficult to pull off. You could
yeah,
be the master knife fighter, but you don't have a knife, and you got someone like me, and I have a knife, and,
yeah,
and, and all you are is a knife defense guy, and then but I have the knife. Now you think you're really going to get me? You might, but the chances of me killing you are very good, because I have so many weapons. Not only do I have the knife, but I also have my hands, I have my feet, I have everything that you have no knowledge of. So you got so many different things coming at you. It's a difficult thing to be. Now you put knife in the knife fighter's hand, I'm toast. I'm toast. My striking ain't gonna help me worth nothing. He's gonna kill me in a short period of time. I have a little chance, and it's very little. Very little.
We'd have to help them build the ultimate self-defense system. Okay, we're going to put you in there in the cage. If you can make anything work on Islam, we'll mark that down as a move. Okay, nothing's working. Come back tomorrow.
Yeah, correct. But also too, you got to understand this. That's regularized. This is the rules type fighting.
Yeah,
This
what if he's
isn't.
not using
I'm
rules?
in your face. Yeah, if I'm in your face, I'm right in front of your face. Before you know, I got a pin in one hand. Next thing you know, I stab you in the side with the pin. You didn't even expect that because you didn't know you were in a fight. What
Right.
happens then? What happens to Islam? What happens to Francis Ngannou? What happens to those guys when someone's doing that? What happens in prison when they want to kill you and they come out there and they're
Yeah.
you're dead. You're dead.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. You're dead.
MMA
You
doesn't
just
save
want
you
to.
in prison. It doesn't.
No. There's reality,
Dirty tactics,
and there,
5-on-1, all kinds of
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And then there's the unexpected, and and a real fight is there's a lot of things you could do to prepare to avoid these things, But the number one rule should always be avoidance, 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 avoidance. But then when you're in it, you have to fight for your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and whether that means you run or that means you pick up something, whatever you got to do, you have to do it, and you have to do it quick. You can't. There's no hesitation. You cannot hesitate. You hesitate in a real life situation, it could be your life.
That's the
So
problem in self-defense is we had it at my gym, Krav Maga. Seems good, but it's always given in a demo, so you're not sparring against the Krav as much as you'd be sparring a sparring partner in fighting in MMA, judo, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, and
yeah,
so forth, right? Because that's going
yeah.
hard on hard. It's going, let me use you as a test dummy. The sentry is sitting here. Turn his head. It's like a
Yeah,
demo
but
model.
yeah, but the great thing about Krav Maga that I feel personally is the mentality they put in you to use whatever is at your disposal, and I think that for that reason, Krav Maga is going to be very effective because your mindset is to kill or be killed, and
Yeah,
that's what they use. So from that perspective, I think Krav Maga is great because they teach that mindset. Whereas from a skill set, I mean, it's going to be hard to use that against, if you don't have any weapons, it's going to be hard to use that mindset against a skilled fighter. If your mindset is not to do those things, but you don't have a weapon, you don't have a weapon. You got to remember that key thing. You don't have a weapon.
yeah.
It's going to be hard to deal with a skilled fighter
Somebody
with
who's
Krav Maga.
trained and reaction time. You can't just learn the 5-minute class and go take on someone who's got 10 years of experience who's an
No,
athlete.
no,
That's a fantasy. Big
they'll
fantasy.
play with you. They'll play with you. They'll play with you. They'll play
But
with you.
the greatest
It's
thing
a
I
whole
got,
different ballgame.
the self-defense thing, Hav, was, hit it quick and get out. Go for the quickest, softest start and get out of there. The guy used to teach you, goes, this is not MMA. This is not a tournament. Big John's not going to dive in and protect you from the opponent,
Yeah,
and he could have friends come around the corner, get the hell out of there. He goes,
it's
this isn't a
true.
tournament.
All,
And
all
that's
true. All true.
the
All
best thing I
true.
learned from.
Hey, listen, this is another self-defense tactic. Okay, I have one of my fighters. His sister was in Brazil. She was traveling in Brazil, and she was on her cell phone. She said some guy comes out on a bike and points a gun at her. Give me your phone. And right away, her first instinct was, like please beg, no, 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 please, please, no, no, like pleading for them. Well, that instance she did, I think, saved their life because he took off because there's too many people around, right? So he just took off because he didn't know what to do. Had she responded like try to run or something, they might have just automatically shot her, ran, take the phone, and gone. But the fact that she did what she did took him by surprise. So it's the surprise factor that's unexpected that gives you those opportunities to save yourself. You know. So the other one, which would have been even better, throw the phone at him. Here, you want the phone? Here you go. But that would have been a for sure save. Not for sure because nothing's for sure. But that was better. But she did the next best thing, which no, no, please, because if she'd have said no, bam, right there, done. So they expect that. They expect that. You
Yeah,
know. So
self-defense is something that the big thing is situational awareness. Be aware of where you're going. If you're in a new town, what's this neighborhood like? Read about it, Google it. Don't be walking in the bad part of town where 99% of muggings happen on this street next to the railway station.
you can feel it if you're aware of your
Aware.
surroundings. You can feel you can feel what's going on. You can feel it. But if you're not aware of your surroundings and you're not paying attention to the warning signs, yeah, like me, I walk around like that. I walk around with blinders, blinders, you know, yeah, I may be talking that, but I do. I
Yeah.
don't pay attention to my surroundings. I'm like this. My whole life I've been like this. It doesn't mean I'm going to tell you do like I do. I just walk with confidence, but I walk with blinders. And obviously, it's not the best way to go if I'm in a bad situation. I got myself in where I shouldn't have got in. So I've been more fortunate than not. So I'm not one of these guys that's looking around the corner, that's looking at my surroundings. I'm not. I'm a blinder guy. So what I say in reference to what you should do to be aware of your surroundings is not what I do. You know what I mean? I just know the right thing is be aware of your surroundings. Look at everything. But I don't. I've never feared that. I never feared those things. Once I learned self defense and I got self defense ingrained in me, I'm not concerned about anything. But if it's right in front of my face, not on the side, right in front of my face, obviously if I see danger, I'm going to go the other way. I'm not going to go towards danger. I'm going to go away from danger.
Yeah, it is. It is that situational awareness. If you put it down, you can have too much of it, and that's part of what I have. But it's like what's around you because you sense it. There, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's nice not to have that though because that's just extra nerves that you probably don't need 99% of the time anyway.
I don't need that. I don't need that. And
Yeah.
I don't want that. That's the thing. Like when I go walking on the street, when I went walking down here, I didn't look around me to see this and that. I mean, what was in front of me was in front of me. If I see danger in front of me, guess what I'm gonna do? The blinds are off, and I'm looking right, left, back, everywhere, and then I'm getting the hell out. But I don't do that. I do this, which is the wrong thing to do. So I don't want anybody thinking that I'm correct. I'm not correct. I'm not correct. That's just what I do.
Oh, I meant to ask you. You get Zubair on this card too, right?
Um, I believe he just got his visa to come to Australia. I think in his last post, he said, "I'm coming." So I'd be very happy to see him. He's been training, I think, at Black Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand.
Okay.
I believe he has. I believe he has. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe he was in AKA Thailand. No, sorry, Black Tiger Muay Thai in
There's so
Thailand.
many of them there. It's hard to know. There's so many different. You know.
Well, it's close to them. It's very inexpensive. It's kind of like, Thailand's almost like Russia as far as expenses. So it's kind of like they don't have to pay 10 times the same amount of money. They save a bunch of money. So Thailand's a good place for them to go financially. If you're Muslim, I don't know if it's the best place for Muslims because of the things that are
The
there that
nightlife.
could
Yeah.
the nightlife and all the things that are there that could entice people to, you know what I mean, to
Like
sway
a
away
lot, like
from
a
the
Las Vegas,
religion.
a little more adult Las Vegasy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a lot of yeah, yeah. You have to be super devout and super smart in Thailand. But I would say the vast majority, almost the vast majority of them are that way. But I don't know. I have no proof in what I'm saying because I'm not there. I have never been there with a bunch of Muslim fighters in Thailand, so I don't really know. I just know that there's a lot of distractions there.
You get a gym there. Um, that's so these you get Zubaira coming, you get Islam on the card, and I was going to ask you another question. Like, is there anything you plan on doing? You plan on seeing the kangaroos or anything while you're there? Or
Well, we were talking about that yesterday about maybe seeing the kangaroos, and Islam didn't really. He's like he didn't want to go. He just wants to rest. And the koala bears, they're
yeah,
talking about that. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, maybe. I haven't heard from those guys. I just went up, had my breakfast, and I came back to the room and I did a couple things, and now you and I are doing this podcast, and yeah, but I wouldn't mind going to the beach. It's like 1 p.m. now, so how long have we been on? About an hour and a half.
yeah, we're good to go. I mean, it's been a good hour.
Okay.
This will be a great podcast, and then let some of it build up before we do the next one. But
And what's the kid's name that's doing this to help us with this?
who's
What's his
yeah,
name?
we're giving a shout out. He didn't even give me his name. I'll give you his what he goes by. You know, he's helping us with our thumbnails, which I really enjoy. From MMA everything.